Jeff Wilson here with Alex Martinez. Alex, you are heading to the semifinals of the PFL here on August 13th against Loik Radzhabov. How's it feel, man, to get to the semifinals?
Exciting, It as soon as I done my last fight, I was wondering whether I was gonna be in the semifinals or not, and then there was a little bit of that gap waiting to see what was gonna happen between Pettis and Manfio. But at the same time, I already knew that didn't matter what happened there, I was still gonna be in it. So it's exciting, man. It's a big opportunity. It's 1 in a million. It seems like a big opportunities keeps coming my way, and I seem to do something with them, and they keep coming. So I take advantage of it.
What did you learn in your last fight that ended up being your first loss as a pro?
It was a tough fight because more psychologically than physically than anything. It's all psychological, anyways. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. Just even like I was very proud of myself as well because of taking such a high level fight, high level in short notices. Doing things very fast. So a lot of fighters take their time. They go step by step. Where I kind of got thrown with the lions, and then they almost threw me some curve balls right away with all my fights. The two fights that I had in PFL, they were both curve balls, and I somehow did the best that I could with it, and somehow came out on top in my own way, I guess. And last time, of course, I did not get to win, but at the same time, I did go and perform in a high level against Natan Schulte, who is a two-time champion from PFL, and was one of the favorites to win actually the tournament. So it's like I said, it tasted bad because it was a defeat. I don't like losing. It's more just because what winning brings in this sport. Winning brings a lot of opportunities, a lot of money is big time. As soon as you win, money goes up. So that's the big one. So when you lose, you feel like you lost.
But they're throwing you another curveball. You've already beat Loik.
The first fight was I was an alternate 1 week before the bubble. They offered me to become an alternate. We took it with my team, and then then 2 days before going into the bubble, they call me and they say, okay, well, Johnny Case is out of the tournament. You're in. You're taking Johnny Case's spot. You're fighting against Loik Radzhabov. So I had 17 days to come up with my team to come up with a plan. Well, it was really my father, myself, and then just calling my coach back and forward. In the end of the day, we said, okay, well, we really did not have time to make a plan. I really wasn't in fighting camp shape. I came out of, I was training in Vancouver at the time, and I was just like on and off, and it was more like a holiday for me, like an adventure holiday, to be honest. I was looking around for my next training camp because I was planning to fight maybe in between April or May, and later, like actually more like May in UAE Warriors we were looking into. And all of a sudden they offered me this fight, and it's a big opportunity. We took it, and we had 17 days to plan it out, and it went how it went. It wasn't very pretty, but at the same time, it's I didn't have a camp, I didn't have training partners to train with and push my cardio, so it was just me with my father doing the best we can, and the results turned out how it was.
So you got a better camp this time.
I got a full camp.
What happens in a full camp versus a short-term take on a fight?
Psychologically ready to go fight. Like in my first fight, I just wanted to get out of it. As soon as I went there, I wanted to finish the fight. So I rushed many submissions right away from the get-go. I burned my arms out. The first round I was pretty, inefficient, with my body, with my movement. I just wanted to get out of there. I wanted to finish the fight and get out of there. And against somebody like Loik Radzhabov, that's something you don't do. He's a guy who will probably won't tap. He'll probably pass out there. And at the same time, it's very tough to finish him off, just because his body build, the way that he's built, he's very aggressive and stocky and strong, so he takes a lot of damage. So the plan that I had the first time was really not going to work with somebody like him. Where now we actually get to sit down, watch the fight, and be like, okay, we need to go there and prepare for a war. We have 3 rounds, and we have to think about the 3 rounds and fight the 3 rounds and go till the end in the 3 rounds. Don't just think about getting out as soon as possible, because that fighter is going to be there, till the end of the day. You hit him with a 2x4 and he'll still be coming forward. That's just the type of fighter he is, right? So somebody like me now needs to find a way to just plan around that, and then impose my plan instead of just saying, okay, I'm going to finish him and I'm going to walk away. It's not a walk in the park. So, I'm excited. I have a camp and I'm in shape. That's the big one. In my last fight, I was in shape, but not fight shape. You probably hear that all the time. People saying, I'm in shape, but not fight shape, which means, you're ready to go all 3 rounds till the end and pretty much push the pace without getting exhausted. So that's the difference between a no camp and a camp. And you're psychological getting ready slowly. That's the big part. So yeah.
You're getting to come out to a walkout song this time.
I'm coming out to a walkout song called Tuyutí, which is by Francisco Russo, which is a compatriot from me from Paraguay, right? So he actually sings about a very well-known song already. So he kind of like remade it and I put his spice into it, which is pretty cool. It feels more like patriotic, and it's a song about warriors from Paraguay who knew they were gonna go and die and still went to war. So they knew they were facing a big army. It was a triple alliance. So they were facing against the Brazilians, the Argentinians, and Uruguayans all together, and they had a small army. It was what was left in the tank almost. It was kind of the end of the war, and they still went to war. And they knew they were not gonna do very good, and they still went for it. So,
yeah,
it's actually very sad, the song, but I just like to put the song. It just kind of shows you that the courage of a man. When things are not in your favor, but you still go do it, right? So yeah. My coach always says, so Coach Bill is like, fortune favors the ball, man. And then I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. Even when we took up, that's right. And that's when we took our first fight for PFL, that's what it was. When we went as an alternate, he says, well, Alex, fortune favors the bold. And I was like, yeah, man, let's go for it. Because I wanted to go step by step, get a nice career going and go clean, slowly evolve with the sport. And then this big opportunity came on, and I was like, well, man, I just gotta put on my jacket and go for it. So
Alex Martinez, it's so great to talk to you, my friend. I'm excited about your fight coming up, PFL Semi-Finals, August 13th. Thanks so much for taking the time, man.
Yeah, man, thank you.